Hey there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today we are going to be doing this super cute craft in celebration of the new year. Let's make lots of fun plans this year. So we are going to make this very cute bucket list so you guys can plan out your year and have it hanging on your wall and looking beautiful. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this shadow box. It's actually meant for like a graduation. I don't even know how I ended up with this, but I obviously don't know anybody who graduated in the year of 2020. So I'm going to take this apart and this is going to be our base for our bucket list. First thing I'm going to do is take this apart. I'm going to rip off the little Velcro pieces that hold on the cap because we don't need that. And we're going to work on removing this little plastic screen from the front. Now, obviously you can't take a hobby knife to glass if there is a glass screen on the front. Mine just has a little plastic piece. So I'm just going to take this little hobby knife and kind of score it so I can try to break it out of there because we don't need this little screen. It's just going to block our chicken wire where we're going to hang our goals and our bucket list items and our resolutions. So I'm just going to remove this screen. Initially, I wanted to try to keep the screen and like put it in front of the picture, like at the back of the frame, but I couldn't get the words off of it anyway, so I finally just gave up and just ripped that sucker out. Most frames come out a little bit easier, but because this is a shadow box, it was a little bit harder, but I did get it out. Now I have some chicken wire that I've cut down to fit this frame. I cut it a little bit bigger than the frame so I could kind of have it fold inside the frame. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. And I'm going to attach this with a staple gun. This is just like a little small staple gun. It's super easy to use. It's not like a huge heavy duty one or anything. So as you can see, I'm going to roll the chicken wire into the inside of the frame so that way I can staple it in there. And that's why I left a little excess so it can fold into it. So I took one end of my chicken wire, held it up on the inside of the shadow box frame and just started stapling it down with my little staple gun. I'll get a closer shot here in a second where you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, there's like an inch of chicken wire that goes into the inside of the frame, and I'm just stapling it down. Be very careful with chicken wire, by the way. It can be very sharp. I poked myself so many times. I was able to cut this chicken wire with just a really good pair of scissors, but you might need some kind of wire cutters to get yours cut down to size. This is what it looks like now that I have stapled one whole side down into the side of my frame. Now I'm going to take these little pliers and I'm just going to use this to kind of bend down my chicken wire because as you can see it's rolled because it came off of a roll of chicken wire and I kind of want it to lay a little more flat. So I'm going to take my little pliers and I'm going to tug on the chicken wire as I bend. I'm going to try to bend like a crease into the edge of the chicken wire there so it lays a little more flat. As you can see, getting the chicken wire to lay flat was the biggest struggle I had. It still turned out cute, but boy was it a struggle. So now, as you can see, I'm going to the other end and I realize it's too long. I cut my chicken wire just a little bit too long, which is fine because you can trim it. Better it be too long and have to trim some than too short and it not reach. So I just used, again, a pair of sharp scissors and I just cut across and kind of trimmed my chicken wire. Please be careful doing this. You don't want little wires laying around and you also don't want to hurt yourself. So now I decided so that my wire isn't sliding back and forth inside of the staple, I'm just going to go in with a little hot glue and reinforce it. So I pretty much just put big gobs of hot glue on top of the staples that I already stapled down into my frame, just so my chicken wire doesn't budge or move because chicken wire is very thin and it probably wouldn't take much for it to slide right out of a staple. So as you can see here, that is what I'm doing. I'm just coating it with some hot glue because I'd rather it be super sturdy, even if it's not super beautiful on the inside, because who's looking inside of it anyways? I'm going to the sides and I'm just gluing them down so they lay down as flat as possible. I apologize if I sound weird, guys. I'm just a little bit sick, but I'm okay. So again, I apologize if I sound weird. So once I got both of the sides glued down, it is time to move to the other side of this frame. I again repeated the process. I laid the chicken wire in about an inch into the frame where it would be flat on the front and I just stapled it down. So basically we're essentially replacing the frame of this photo, the glass frame or plastic frame, with chicken wire. It's pretty much all we're doing. This is just how I'm securing it. As you can see there, I was on FaceTime with my dad while I was doing this. So again, I just stapled all the way down this until I had my chicken wire completely attached. There's my daddy. Hi, Dad. He watches my videos, so he'll probably see that. Again, I went in with some hot glue and I just secured it down so they don't slide out of the staples. And I also added glue to the ends of the chicken wire so they're not super sharp. I mean, I don't see how anyone would get stuck with it inside the frame, but just to be safe, I did go back and touch up the sharp tips with glue, just, coat them so they're not super sharp and dangerous. So now we're going to take the back and we're going to take a picture that we printed to put on it. You can put a family picture, you can put a quote, whatever you want. I did measure wrong, and so my picture was not quite big enough, but it's still going to be cute. It'll just look like there's a mat around it. I'm going to attach it with some Mod Podge. I'm pretty much just going to coat the back of my picture with some Mod Podge, and then I'm going to attach it down onto my flat back piece of my frame. This is originally where that cap Velcro piece was. I just kind of centered it the best I could, and I placed this picture down and I pressed it down. In my experience, sometimes things with Mod Podge tend to curl up a little bit, so I did decide to weight this picture down until it completely dried. So you will see me pile my laptop and a couple of books on it just to keep it weighted down so it dries flat. We don't want like a warped, wonky picture in the background of our beautiful bucket list. Now that it is completely dry, it's time to assemble this bad boy. I'm going to lay my frame down and of course attach the back on the same way you took it off, the same way you would put a picture in any type of frame. Fold all the little pieces down, and then we pretty much have this frame done. But I'm going to show you guys how I thought would be cute to add resolutions or bucket list items to it. You can even use this as just a to-do list or a place to clip your bills or anything, guys. You can use this for literally anything. I love the chicken wire look. I think it's super cute. I found these little miniature wood clothespins at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 for a whole pack, and I thought this would be perfect to clip on to the little chicken wire things. And you can clip on papers, you can clip on notes, you can clip on pictures, anything. You can make post-it notes, you can cut stuff out of magazines. Just, make a bucket list, make it fun, plan your year, guys. Clip whatever you want onto this, and it could be a to-do list or anything that you can hang up in your house all year long, even if you don't want to put little things on it. It's cute even just plain without all of the extra things added on it, so you could totally even just hang this up as a decor piece and it would turn out beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe so you can see every time I post a new video. I will see you guys next week. I will be back with another video, so hit that subscribe button and I will see you then. Bye.